I'm very new to Intel. It is my 7th month, but I'm not new to the industry. This is my 18th year in the industry. I started in early '93 after coming back from the US, armed with a bachelor's degree in computer science and a master's degree in industrial production systems. And what I realized soon after coming to Pakistan is that Pakistan was at the cusp of growth within IT, and there were opportunities within the information technology field, be it engineering or be it sales and marketing. So I chose sales and marketing. What it presented to me is a fantastic opportunity to interact with a lot of customers, system integrators, suppliers. So I gained a very good understanding of the information technology ecosystem, which was wonderful learning, and that greatly helped me when I transitioned from my role in IT distribution to getting recruited by Compaq Computer Corporation, which was based out of Singapore in those days. And very soon after my joining Compaq, the organization got acquired by Hewlett Packard. So it was a seamless transition for me internally, but on a global level, we sort of became part of the larger Hewlett Packard organization. And I spent 9 years there, and that further helped me gain understanding of the IT market, particularly in terms of retail, channel, IT distribution, as well as the last 2 years that I spent at HP were with enterprise solution and deployments in terms of implementing complex solutions for the benefit of some of the leading customers in Pakistan, like our telco operators and some of the leading banks. So I gained a lot of knowledge about the ecosystem and several factors that enable a robust growth of IT industry in Pakistan. The way I see it is Pakistan has been an extremely resilient market despite whatever goes on in our neighborhood, in our surroundings. And I'm able to say that with conviction, because what we have internally within Intel and also with the organizations that I was associated with previously is that we have a weekly or a fortnightly review of the market in terms of where the business is and where the market was going. And given stability on the security situation, I think the market always has the resilience to bounce back if the things sort of stabilize on the security front as far as your law and order is concerned. It's really the ability of the reseller channel and the ecosystem to be able to respond to opportunities, and both the customers and the reseller and the system integrators are part of that ecosystem where opportunities are really linked with businesses. So from a chip maker perspective, I think we continue to see Pakistan as a fantastic market for growth, and Intel has seen significant growth since its establishment in the country in 1997. So what we discovered when we established our office in 1997 is a market which had a dearth of IT organizations. There were very few companies in Pakistan which did any commercial business. There are a few large multinationals which have been in Pakistan for a number of years, but when I look at that mid-90s, the time period of mid-90s, what we realize is that there was an immediate need to sort of recruit widespread channel of resellers to cater to diverse geographies and very unique demographics in the country. So after 1997, what we saw is a mushrooming growth of both the IT resellers and IT industry in Pakistan, and that's a great opportunity for Intel. Again, if I take you back to 1997, some of the first few IT professionals who joined Intel came from the industry, and they had exposure both to local industry as well as international markets. So I think the key critical element for success is having rich, diverse human resource. Your human capital actually aligns you effectively to the opportunities in the market. So in terms of any new hiree in the organization, and since Intel was new in 1997, so when it recruited people from diverse backgrounds. So people came from diverse backgrounds. They had experience in distribution, but not necessarily in information technology. So they brought a lot of knowledge about how business is conducted in Pakistan in terms of understanding what the local environment is, and in terms of being able to articulate to an enterprise customer what benefits technology can bring to their infrastructure. So that a rich mix of human resource enabled Intel to make a profound impact on the industry in its initial years, and that tradition continues as we speak. And when I look back on the strengths of my own team that I'm leading at the moment, I see that richness of human resource sustained within the organization, and that is particularly that may particular particularly be the reason why resellers from diverse backgrounds are able to relate to our teams and able to articulate their problems, and we are able to help them in terms of finding solutions and aligning opportunity in the market with their businesses. Well, we don't make public the business and commercial results that we of the estimate of the business that we do in Pakistan, but in relation to Asia Pacific, we are one of the fastest growing IT markets, and Pakistan has always been the adopter of technology in its early stages. So, for example, if we launch a new product, our reseller channel is able to bring the product to the market very, very quickly. We have a vibrant local assembler community of resellers. So if we announce a product, then we would have the product available for the benefit of our customers in Pakistan the very same day as we launch the product on a global level. So that's that's the agility of the organization, that we are able to deliver for the benefit of the customers where they need the latest technology, and reaping the benefits of the technology that has been delivered by Intel year after year. So some of the things that we are passionate about is promoting information technology in the country, and there are two basic fundamental aspects to this proposition. One, Pakistan, despite experiencing this growth over the last 10 years, since 1997, ever since Intel has established its office in Pakistan, the PC penetration rate in Pakistan is one of the lowest. So that's the percentage of households having a personal computer in home. That's one of the lowest in South Asia and also at a global level. But I look at that as an opportunity in terms of our activities leading to awareness of information technology, its benefits in a household environment as well as in the education environment, in a classroom setup, how profoundly the child is able to hone their creative skills and their thought leadership skills in a classroom environment. So I look at low IT penetration rate or low PC penetration rate from the perspective of opportunity. And so with all these problems in infrastructure that we have in Pakistan, or in addition to what I said earlier, this low PC penetration, you can imagine the potential for growth in Pakistan if there was enough infrastructure, both at private and public sector level, where there was a drive to adopt new technology in a much faster fashion. So our senior leadership team and our Intel team in the country look at Pakistan with this robust demand in the market, a vibrant appetite in the market for IT products, but also from an opportunity perspective, there's a lot more that we can do to promote IT and work on those people who are first-time buyers of PCs. There's a huge percentage of our population which does not own a PC. So that's the fundamental aspect of our commercial and our enterprise and our SMB engagement in Pakistan, that we want to promote IT, but I think the benefits of information technology adoption will be better derived if there was a greater PC penetration in the household. Because that creates an environment within the household where there are multiple beneficiaries. Secondly, I think the question also pertains to how devices are interconnected in Pakistan. So a PC is an effective device if it's connected on the internet. So I think broadband is extremely important for us to promote as far as its usage, both in home and industry is concerned. There are World Bank studies which indicate that a 10% increase in broadband penetration in an economy which has sustained investment in infrastructure. In countries such as those where there is investment in infrastructure, a higher broadband usage has a positive impact on country economic achievements. So both from a PC penetration and from a broadband penetration perspective, we feel these are the two key elements where Pakistan can even go higher in its economic development. So there is an opportunity from this perspective of, so if I take you from home, household benefiting from a PC, to these new business opportunities. For example, we were earlier discussing about the usage of the broadband and the device in the field. Now Pakistan is committed to Millennium Development Goals, but in terms of healthcare, there are these unique opportunities where healthcare industry can benefit from faster adoption of these devices and this subsidized broadband, so that the population can have learning moments in the field related to maternity, related to infant mortality, all these aspects related to health and improvement of health services. People can benefit by simply the device reaching some of our underserved and unserved communities. The second example is branchless banking, for example. A lot of our farming communities can benefit from this marriage of information technology and banking services. So we were previously talking about opportunities in the household and the benefits that a child or a housewife can benefit from. But imagine these new revenue opportunities for both telco operators and healthcare professionals. And the ulterior benefit could also be to IT resellers who are part of the ecosystem who deliver these solutions. But this marriage of different partners in the industry for the benefit of the community is something which can put Pakistan on its economic growth track. Well, what we have been doing in the past is something that we are extremely passionate about scaling further. So what we have been doing in the past and we continue to do is engage with the community and enable it with the promise and the benefits of Intel Education Initiative. And there are basically two fundamental programs which are part of the Intel Education Initiative. One is the Intel Teach, which is basically looking at teachers, their existing skills, and how integration of ICT can result in improvement of teaching skills in a classroom environment. So this is integration of computers in the curriculum, how science subjects can be made more effective, the delivery of the science subject matter can be made more effective in a classroom environment. So there is a digital divide between the child and a teacher. So the first person to reach out to as much as a child that is gaining education, but the daily interaction is with the teacher. So the first group of people that we want to focus on are the teachers, and we started with a pilot project in year 2002, and I think we trained something like 280 teachers in this pilot project. And I am very pleased to share with you that by December 2010 we had about 290,000 teachers who benefited from Intel Teach in terms of improving their skills and being able to better deliver the subject matter and the curriculum in a classroom environment. So what a child is, the development of a child is visible to a teacher on we have this classmate PC model which we call one-on-one learning. It's not simply hardware, it's a nice combination, an effective combination of hardware and software, so that the development of a child is visible to a teacher in a classroom environment. And we have success stories in Pakistan which we continue to promote both in the private and public sector. Whoever can find this solution to be relevant in their own environment, we speak to principals, educators, academics. Wherever we feel that we are able to matchmake technology with some of the academia, we continue to engage. So that is one. So that's the first pillar of Intel Education Initiative. Second is Intel Science and Engineering Fair. We have something like 8,000 to 9,000 students who we reach out to on account of workshops and initial preparatory phase where we engage with students and we expose them to all the science subjects and the potential, their involvement in these science subjects, and we encourage them to come up with their own projects in chemistry, biology, mathematics, and physics. And starting from the district level, starting with these 8,000 to 9,000 students, enabling them with an environment where they are able to collaborate, and develop a sense of articulation. And again, if you look back on the Intel Teach and then the classroom environment, the fundamental key success factor is really the ability to read, write, analyze, collect data, analyze data, collaborate, develop a sense of teamwork, this sense of articulation that if they have an idea, which by the way we check for its originality, there's a panel of judges that checks whether the idea is original and has not been ever done in the previous years. So Intel Science and Engineering Fair basically starts with this massive engagement with students at the district level. The winners qualify for provincials and the provincial winners go on to participate in the nationals. Last year we had the privilege of Minister of Education Sardar Asif Ahmed Ali was chief guest on January 17, 2011, where the winners have been now recommended by Intel to travel to the US. They are going to be in LA. 4 of these students will be in LA as part of the ISF. This will be the final session of the program when they go to LA, and it's a fantastic opportunity for some of these children to interact with thousands of other students from 70 plus countries. So perfect opportunity for them not only to represent Pakistan but also to participate and learn from this sense of community within the schools and that participate in the Intel ISF. So these are the two basic programs, but there are a lot of organizations in Pakistan we are delighted to learn of who want to do similar things, work on curriculum, work on normally when we engage with some of these organizations who are doing some of their own social CSR activities, now we are getting in touch with some people who have funding. And so they are requesting us to align their funding with some of the entrepreneurship ideas that some of the students might have or some of the higher education colleges might have in terms of their own programs. So it's wonderful not only to only meet people who want to do certain things but are always on a lookout for funding, but there are now organizations who have funding and they just want our help to match make opportunities and entrepreneurs of the future. So we are of the firm belief that with such initiatives in Pakistan we can create job creators rather than job seekers, which is something you hear about. Once a student gets a degree or gets a diploma, they are out there seeking jobs. But through this, to some extent, to whatever extent we can play our role, I think there might be that we may be able to create some impact on some entrepreneurs who will be job creators and have their own small businesses, benefiting from the education in institutes where Intel was able to collaborate, both from an Intel Teach perspective, but also ideally some of the beneficiaries of the Intel Science and Engineering Fair, the students who were part of this, because for them the world opens up. They are exposed to new experiences, new learning, which is something that our organization is passionate about, and that's why I mentioned to you earlier that it's such a fantastic opportunity for me to be part of such an organization where this passion is shared at all levels of our management, be it our own team in Pakistan or be it our president and CEO. We want to reach out and touch every human being on the planet, and so that they benefit from the effective use of information technology in whatever ways or means. We aspire to touch every human being on this planet, and if I take that statement and sort of localize it, this is the passion that we share. I mentioned earlier that we aspire to impact positively every citizen in the country. Now, with resources being limited, we can do so much. So this is where partnerships are so critically important. There are organizations who want to sort of partner together so that they are able to share the programs, scale out to a larger segment of the population, because collaboration enables you to leverage from each other's strengths. And this is what we are engaged with in Pakistan as well. And this is primarily to take Paul Ottolini's words and putting them in action to be able to impact every single citizen of the country. Pakistan, as I indicated earlier, has a lot of opportunities. It's just a matter of aligning opportunities with reseller ecosystem, with system integrators, with those people who have domain expertise. For example, previously we were talking about branchless banking. So it's important for us to get engagement with telco operators and the financial institutions. So wherever we can, we will have those matchmaking opportunities provided to the larger ecosystem so that every citizen of the country benefits. It's basically, we are here to promote a faster adoption of information technology in the country. Now, when you talk about the public sector, has the government done anything in the past? Yes, they have. But till very recently, information technology and the ecosystem had the benefit of state support. So that enabled Pakistan IT market to really blossom. So steps such as providing exemption of general sales tax on information technology was one of the reasons why we feel that the proliferation of IT in the prior to 2006 was much faster than it is today. Secondly, when we talk about the impact of PC ownership in a home, why not incentivize people to buy PCs? You can restrict it for their first purchase of a personal computer and provide a tax refund for the amount of that PC procurement. I think it's a very small step. The government won't be deprived of too much revenue on this, but the impact will be profound in terms of the beneficiaries like we discussed earlier. The child gets a whole new way of looking at things, learning capabilities, exposure to the internet, and there are revenue opportunities. Some of these smaller communities where there is an organization by the name of USF, which takes funding from all the telco operators. So imagine providing further support to initiatives such as USF. When smaller communities benefit, I think there would be opportunities in the country where local content development might get a boost. For example, there is a dearth of local content for farmers, for example. I have not heard of anything even on healthcare. We came across one project in healthcare where it was just instructions being received by the healthcare worker on a cell phone. Now that is not an effective way of utilizing technology, so the beneficiaries are really limited. There are no learning moments like I indicated earlier. So the learning moment is when you have some guideline on health that you are able to deliver to the population at large. Equipped with mobile computers, maybe they have a dongle for the connectivity to their call center, being able to show people a lot of things in the field. So this is our key objective. There's mass proliferation of information technology. If that happens in the home, in the field, through public organizations like the ones you mentioned, that is going to enhance the quality of life in different aspects, whether it is their own health, whether it's their own learning, like I indicated, impact on a child, impact on other groups where there are no learning moments available. So this is what technology, how benefits of technology have this profound impact on people's lifestyles and their quality of life. And this is why we feel that with a pervasive use of information technology, we are able to sort of impact every citizen of the country, gain from information technology. Well, Intel will continue to plan to align opportunities to businesses. It's like I indicated earlier, it's a robust market, it's a resilient market. There's no dearth of talent. Like I mentioned earlier, as a parent, it is enlightening to me. It's I'm moved immensely when I speak to some of these children. There is no lack of talent at the level of children in our schools, be it entrepreneurs who await funding to convert their ideas to commercial enterprise, whether it is like I mentioned earlier, there are people who want to significantly contribute positively towards community. So this sense of partnership and the need for partnerships is so critical in our country. So every aspect that we discussed earlier will enable Pakistan sustain its competitive edge and maybe enhance its competitive edge as it competes with other countries in South Asia and also globally. So when you see these reports of unprecedented foreign exchange being remitted by expat workers, you can further boost this by development in the country where new revenue streams around the ICT ecosystem are able to benefit the population at large in the country. My name is Naveed Siraj. I am the country manager for Intel Pakistan Corporation.